We just got a new amendment on the XRP ledger that's going to lock up billions of XRP over the long run, and just got word that an XRP ETF and strategic reserve is looking more likely than ever. In this video, we're going to talk about both these things as well as get into some TA from non-XRP enthusiasts talking about just how good the XRP price chart looks. Guys, make sure to stick around for this whole thing. There is a ton of bullish things happening right now for XRP. Like always, your support means so much to this channel. Thank you to everyone who takes the time to like these videos and subscribe to the channel. These two simple things really do help me out so much. Also, if you have a new place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out my favorite exchange Uphold down in the description of this video. With that said, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So guys, I want to start off and talk about the new feature coming to the XRP ledger because this is actually a really big deal. And as you can see by this screen, we actually have a lot of new features coming to the XRP ledger. Now, most of these are actually just fixes and not necessarily features, but what you can see is there is a lot of different amendments now being passed on the ledger, and they're all set to go live in essentially 14 days. Now, the really exciting one is this AMM clawback, and the reason this is so exciting is it allows tokens that have clawbacks enabled to be put in the automated market maker. What does this mean? This means that RLUSD, Ripple stablecoin, will be able to be put in the XRP ledger automated market maker. Now, the reason this is such a big deal is because many people believe that RLUSD is likely going to have a multi-billion-dollar market cap probably within the next 2 years. And that means that an equal amount of value of XRP will likely be locked up in the automated market maker against RLUSD. This is going to lock up billions of XRP over the long run and make it even harder to get XRP on the open market. This is extremely exciting and going to take a lot of supply off the market for XRP, locking it up and using it for its full intended use case, which is liquidity for the ecosystem. This is going to create a massive supply and demand dynamic that we've never seen on the XRP ledger before. And there's going to be all kinds of new amendments like this in the future. This is one of my favorite parts about XRP. The XRP ledger just keeps on getting more and more powerful. Not only do we have adoption from traditional financial institutions, governments, better policy to support the ledger, but the XRP ledger itself is getting more and more powerful. And with new features like this, not only will we have a native stablecoin for the XRP ledger, but it's going to lock up billions of XRP over the long run. So overall, this is a really exciting amendment. It's one we've been waiting on for a while now, and just another small catalyst, all putting massive amounts of demand pressure on XRP and getting rid of a ton of supply that otherwise might have came onto the market. I want to move on and talk about something else that I believe is going to add a huge amount of demand for XRP, and that is an XRP strategic reserve. It is looking more and more likely that we are going to get an XRP strategic reserve. Now, DB is actually a pretty reliable account on X. They typically only report things that are actually factual, and it looks like it's really becoming a thing that Trump wants it to be an American cryptocurrency reserve. So things like USD Coin, Ripple, Solana, which we know is going to cause a massive FOMO event for XRP. What we're likely going to see is the United States start an American cryptocurrency reserve. Whether or not this is alongside a Bitcoin reserve or it's just the American cryptocurrency reserve, I'm not sure we really know about that yet. But the more important thing is the amount of FOMO this is going to create. Instantaneously, every other government and institution in the world is going to need to look at this and probably create a similar policy, or else they're simply going to be left in the dust. XRP, being an American cryptocurrency, being in the most important financial capital of the world, is going to strategically put XRP above every other cryptocurrency out there. And the other thing this is going to do is drastically increase the chances there's not going to be capital gains taxes on XRP. Because if the United States is actually going all in and having an American cryptocurrency reserve, XRP is in it, it only makes sense they would follow through with the idea that there would be no capital gains taxes on XRP. When you start to compound all of these things together, you are looking at catalysts that I didn't think we would see in the XRP community for years from now. I never thought talking about year one, we were going to see things like an XRP strategic reserve and no capital gains taxes on XRP. But the fact that we are already hearing these reports and this presidency hasn't even started yet, I think we are really looking towards a much more bullish 4 years than I ever anticipated. I've talked about this a lot of times on the channel, but I thought one of the biggest risks going into Trump's presidency was the idea that he was going to be very pro crypto going into it, but ultimately he would have more important things on his plate, right? A lot of other political things, the border, all these different things he was just going to hyper focus on and would kind of leave cryptocurrency in the dust. But the second he started to surround himself with people like JD Vance, Vivek, all these other people who are extremely bullish on utility-based cryptocurrencies, I realized that this thing was the real deal. Not only do we have a lot of people in the Republican side of the aisle now pushing for these changes to the cryptocurrency market to support things like XRP, but a lot of the Democrats lower in office also are going to support these things. We know many of them from Coinbase's pro-cryptocurrency politician chart are also looking to support pro-cryptocurrency legislation. So this isn't even going to be a thing where like all this stuff is proposed and it gets blocked. It's happening, and it's happening dramatically faster than many people understand. And Brad Garlinghouse, who has been meeting with President Trump has been meeting with the Ripple team, actually leaned into this idea today. Earlier today, he said that he suspects that we are going to have imminent US regulatory clarity and a step function change in adoption that is closer than you think. These are very powerful words from someone who is talking to people on the inside. This is very powerful words from someone who has alluded to over the past couple of days of a strategic reserve. And this does not say Bitcoin strategic reserve, it says crypto strategic reserve. Ripple was one of the biggest donors to Trump's inauguration. I do not think there is any way possible XRP doesn't benefit massively from what's around the corner. And what I think you see is Trump actually leaning into this idea massively. Now, one of the things that we did see last night was that the SEC actually did file their brief in the appeal, but take a look at this because this is a very important piece of context around this. First of all, what we saw was XRP almost immediately recovered. It looked like a lot of algorithmic traders had it set to sell XRP when this thing got filed, but almost instantaneously the price recovered and completely shook off that event taking place. More importantly, though, Jeremy Hogan is leaning into the idea that this case is actually going to be settled. Now, in my opinion, this is so much better than the case being dismissed, and let me tell you why. Because we have done so much work to get to the point we have been at. We have won so many battles against the SEC. We've gotten clarity on XRP. We've gotten clarity on Ripple's business and a lot of different things Ripple does with XRP. And to throw away 4 years of this fight where essentially we got clarity, all to say back to square one, I don't think that's what anyone wants. What we want to do is use this case as leverage and move forward with actual clear guidelines for how Ripple can work in the United States market. If we did get a settlement, which would likely take a little longer than this case being dismissed, we would be in a position where XRP and Ripple had more clarity than any other company or cryptocurrency in the entire market, because they would be able to hash out the specifics of what they needed in order to run their business and do so with full clarity. This is the only thing Ripple is missing right now, that institutional clarity where they can go to a Bank of America and say, this is how we can run this product, and this is how we know it's compliant based on the settlement we reached with the SEC. So the fact that Jeremy Hogan is now kind of moving away from this idea that the case is going to be dismissed and instead talking about the possibility of a settlement and getting direct clarity for Ripple, the company, direct clarity that the SEC can never go back on because of the settlement. In my opinion, this is the most bullish case scenario we could see, and it looks like most of the legal experts are also leaning into this now. This is likely the reason why when the SEC filed their brief, the market shrugged it off. The market understands that what is coming is so much bigger than just a dismissal. It is full-on clarity for an institutional-based cryptocurrency going into an institutionally dominated market. It really doesn't get better than that, and that is why the market is reacting big time. Something I've noticed over the last couple of days that I think is incredibly bullish is people who never talked about XRP in the past starting to talk about how good the XRP price chart looks. Take a look at this. This guy, Ali Charts, is really honing in on XRP. This is someone who really never talked about XRP before in the past, is now predicting a $15 XRP. This is a price target that a lot of people in the XRP community said, oh, that's too high, it's never going to get there. What these people understand who invest in other markets, they understand that market cap can typically go a lot higher than initially anticipated. And the reason for that is because there's no barrier, there's no comparison, there's no bar for max market cap in crypto. We are still in the early days. Brad Garlinghouse said we're in the 1980s or 1990 era of the internet in comparison to crypto. And back in that time period, most people called all the internet companies overvalued. What did they do? They ended up going up thousands and thousands of percents and reaching $1 trillion of market cap. And $1 trillion market cap companies didn't even exist at the time. They reset the paradigm. And I think cryptocurrencies are going to be able to reset the paradigm in their own right. I believe cryptocurrencies are going to reach hundreds of trillions of dollars in market cap and maybe even larger than that, based off the premise that these things are even better than currency. They're better than equity. These things are decentralized neutral financial products that can absorb all the value in the financial system. And I don't think you can put an actual market cap on that. What we're likely going to see from XRP is numbers that don't seem like they make sense today. In the same exact way that in the early days of the internet, none of the numbers people were throwing around made sense, but the people who actually understood what they were holding, the actual premise of what this technology was going to solve, they realized that you couldn't attribute some arbitrary market price to what was changing in the background. Take a look at this as just another data point, another person who almost never talks about XRP, now posting an XRP logarithmic chart with Bollinger Bands squeezing XRP and showing that this thing is likely just getting started. Now, with all that said, one of the most important metrics we need to be watching on the back end is how overheated is this rally, right? How much FOMO is in this? How much is it people saying, you know what, I'm just throwing leverage at this thing because price go up? Well, this is one of the most important things I'm watching. Most of what we're seeing on XRP right now is not being driven by leverage at all. What we're seeing is the amount of leverage in the system is actually going down and the amount of spot buying is going up. What this means is that people are buying XRP right now because they want the actual token. They want an allocation to this ecosystem because they see the long-term potential of what XRP is going to become. This is not, oh, price is going up, let me get some access to that price appreciation. This is, hey, we need XRP. We are going to purchase that XRP in the spot market regardless of what it does to the price. These people know that where we're at right now is peanuts in compared to the long-term vision, and they are willing to buy the spot crypto at a premium to retain that access to the asset. This is what tells me that everything we're watching right now is actual demand. It's not FOMO. It's not people rushing in. It is people establishing a position because they missed out when the price is cheap. Guys, lucky for us, we've been all over these fundamentals from the start. And just like we have been right this entire time, I think we are going to continue to be right into the future. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this update. And for now, Mickle out.